I'm Joe Hendricks. My website's joehendricks.com, and today I want to talk to you about finding your passion in photography. Now, me personally, I think this is the number one thing that you can do as a photographer, especially at the very beginning of exploring yourself as a photographer and what you like to shoot. And what I recommend for everybody is to go out and take pictures of everything. Just go out and shoot. Be that person who has your camera with you and go out and take pictures everywhere. When I first got started in photography professionally in Nashville as a family and wedding photographer, I was just getting into it and I took my camera everywhere. You know why? Because I love taking pictures. That's why. But there were a couple of photographers that said, "Oh, Joe, you're one of those people that takes your camera everywhere?" And I looked at them and was like, "Yeah, I love taking pictures." And they looked down on me. And these were like high profile photographers. And I was thinking to myself, well, I love taking pictures, and I know what it's like to have a memory. I want that memory. But that got to me a little bit. And I kind of left my camera at home after that comment, and I missed shots. So the number one lesson from that I will give to you guys from my experience is that don't listen to other people. Screw other people and their stupid opinions about what it takes to be a professional photographer. You can screw whatever I'm saying. All I'm trying to tell you is that I'm trying to give you lessons from my experience, okay? So make sure you like my work before you take my advice. I always say that. But when you're trying to find your passion as a photographer, pay attention to the things that you love doing over and over and over. I personally hate taking baby pictures. Hate it. I do not want to do it. It's good to pay attention to what you hate. Because when somebody comes to me, and if this was 10 years ago, let's say, somebody wanted baby photos, hey, need the money? I'd take the picture. But then I would hate the whole entire process because the room has to be warmer so they don't have the pink skin. You don't want the flash to be too harsh. And then you got to worry about the comments of people like, are the flashes going to hurt the baby's eyes? And then people always want to arrange the feet in every direction. And and the shoe can be cute, the baby can be cute. It's not my bag. But when it comes to editing, oh my gosh, I hate editing baby pictures. I hate it because they have all this flaky skin, and parents don't like to see the flaky skin. They want their baby to be beautiful and clean and perfect. And I just couldn't handle it. So for me, saying no to a baby photo shoot is a good thing because it allows me to focus on things that I do like. Even if I'm shooting them for free, who cares? I'm taking pictures of things that I like. So pay attention to the things that you hate. Now, when it comes to editing is a big struggle, especially when you're trying to find your passion in photography. And here's what I would say to that. For me personally, I love editing my photos. I've tried editing other photographers' wedding photos. Hate it. Because I don't like the pictures that they're taking. Now me, I like the pictures I'm taking. I like pushing myself so much and being so creative when I'm taking that picture out in the field of a couple up in the mountains. All I'm thinking is, ooh, what's that gonna look like when I edit it? Because I'm excited about the shot. I'm taking a chance and I'm trying something new. And that's what I feel like photography should be like for a professional photographer. You should be taking pictures that really inspire you, push you to your creative limits, and you should be taking pictures of stuff that you look forward to seeing later. A lot of times I give my couples, well, every single time, I give my couples a same day edit of like 10 images for their elopements. I used to do that at weddings. I would do a same day edit at the wedding with my laptop that I use to edit everything in my life, which people would have beers around and stuff. That's another story. Don't ever do that. That's a lesson learned also. But I would turn around these images so fast because I was excited to see them. I was like, ooh, what did I take? I'd go through there like, oh, that turned out so cool. I'm like, oh, that didn't turn out so good. Okay, I know what to do next time to fix that. And all these thoughts would run through my mind as I'm picking 10 images for them to see. And plus, when you give those images fast as a wedding or elopement photographer, you're giving them professional pictures from you the same day. And you tell them at the photo shoot, hey, I'm gonna give these to you. And that way they're putting out those images, your images, my images, instead of the ones they take with their phone. Because they want to show somebody. They're gonna show somebody. So when you're finding your passion, look for a kind of photography that you're just motivated to go out there and see the pictures in editing. That's a huge thing. Now, when it comes to finding your passion, what I would tell you personally is when you find your passion, dig deeper into that passion and make it more niche. So me, I now shoot elopements, adventure elopements in Telluride, Colorado. And I stay in this area. There's a lot of elopement photographers who like to travel around the world. I'm not one of them. There was a time when I was younger when I wouldn't mind doing that, but I'm 45 years old now. I have a family that I love dearly and I want to see them all the time. I don't want to go everywhere. So when somebody contacts me about traveling around the world for elopement, I send them to somebody else. Even though that sounds really enticing, and I do get those quite often, Telluride is where I want to focus. It's what I love. I know this area. I know the land. I know where all the good spots are. I love it. So I am super niche. So you go from loving wedding photography to realizing, I don't like shooting receptions. So, okay, what can I do instead? Well, maybe I'll try elopements because I really don't like shooting a whole bunch of people because hundreds of people may be stressful to somebody. It wasn't stressful to me. It was just, I hated shooting the same thing over and over and over at a reception. It's all the same stuff every single time. And every single wedding is trying to outdo the next wedding. And for me, I focused on elopements, which was more niche because I just wanted to get away from all that chaos and that stress. And like, you kind of have to be a part psychologist when you're a wedding photographer. But I took it even further in that niche to be an elopement photographer in Telluride on the western slope of Colorado. And my company's elopetelluride.com. So you know from the name, you know from my shoots, you know from everything you see on Instagram, I am only in this spot. And I'm the guy to call if you want pictures in this spot. So that's how super niche I think you need to be in your photography. I've used this example before. When I talk one-on-one and I do coaching for people, right now it's over the internet because of COVID-19 and everything. But I give this example often, which is if you're a lot of people want to be landscape photographers or wildlife photographers. A lot of people that I teach. And they want to learn from me. And I'm not really a wildlife photographer. I am a landscape photographer, but I understand the psyche of the whole entire, like, getting into it and selling your stuff and how personal it is to you. But what I try to get through people's heads is go out there, start shooting landscapes, and start paying attention to the things that you love and that people respond to. Like, for example, there was this photographer who shot cloud pictures. I went through his whole entire portfolio, and he had some really good shots. They weren't the best, and he has ways to go in his photography. But his cloud pictures were just clouds, but they were really cool. I was like, that's really neat. And I told him, I said, have you ever thought about focusing on just cloud pictures? And he's like, he kind of gave me like a, no, not really. I thought, well, what if you could be the cloud photographer guy? And that's kind of how my mind always goes when I talk to another photographer. I find something they're really good at, and then I say, well, what if you're the guy who takes pictures of roses? That's all you take pictures of, just roses. Can you imagine an Instagram account that has just roses all the time? Or just clouds all the time? And you could be cloudphotographer.com, or I'm the cloud guy, or Cloud9 photography, whatever. Like, there's so many things that you could do. But if you're the person that shoots cloud pictures, then everybody's gonna come to you. I'm gonna give you two more examples, and these are really good. I was in a Facebook group, and there was a whole bunch of people showing off their pictures all the time. That's what people like to do in their Facebook groups. I like to watch all the pictures and just kind of observe what's going on, and I really don't talk a lot in them unless I have a very valid point that I want to make, but it's not often. But anyways, I'm in this group, and this guy kept posting one by one cropped black and white pictures of people, and the person would always be centered perfectly in the middle, be a black and white shot. Wasn't the greatest black and white picture in the world, but he was super passionate about it, and he kept posting it over and over and over. It got to about like 20 or 30 posts that he had posted, and I'm like, dang man, like that's what this guy likes doing. Really cool for him. And the thought came across my mind that if you ever want a square black and white photo of yourself, who are you going to go to? Now, me being a photographer for 25 years, I guarantee you I could blow that dude out of the water for his one-on-one crop black and white picture. And I'm not trying to be cocky, I'm just confident. I know I can do that. I know how it's done, and I know how it needs to be composed and everything else. That was another thing, he didn't have the best composition. But this guy does that. He's known for his black and white one-on-one crop of people dead centered. Who are you gonna go to get that picture? Are you gonna go to the guy who does it all the time? Or are you gonna go to the 25-year professional creative person who has never shown a picture like that? You're not coming to me. You're going to that other guy. You know what you're gonna get with that other guy. It doesn't matter how good I am. It doesn't matter how well I get along with the person I'm taking a picture of. If you want that picture, you're going to that guy. Just like if you want pictures of clouds, you're going to the guy who takes pictures of clouds. If you want pictures of mountains, you're going to the guy who wants pictures of mountains. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand, is you can make a passion out of anything. And I'm going to give you one more example here about finding your passion in photography. And this is another dude who kind of laughed at me while I was talking. And I was in a group setting, and I said this to him. But anyways, he was talking about his wedding photography, and he mentioned his favorite part of taking pictures of couples. And he was talking about engagement sessions, actually. And he said his favorite part was after the session, he would go to a restaurant and he'd put his camera on the table and he would take pictures of them interacting at the restaurant, and they would all eat together. And I was like, huh. I was like, why don't you do that all the time? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, depending on which couple you have, maybe you go to McDonald's for a couple session, or maybe you go to a fancy 5-star restaurant for a couple session, depending on how much money they want to spend and what kind of couple they are. And your whole entire session is at that restaurant or at that fast food place or at that picnic or wherever. But that's what you get known for. You're the guy who takes them out to dinner and takes their pictures while they're interacting. He was like, dude, that's stupid. Nobody would ever do that. Like, that maybe was not his exact words, but he did not like the idea. And me, I was like, that's brilliant. Like, who do you know that does that? And can you imagine going to somebody's website and on the website it says, the dinner photographer, I'm just making up stuff right now, but I'm the photographer that takes you out for an amazing dinner, and I photograph you at your best, eating amazing food and interacting with each other while you're putting fries in the other person's mouth, or you're cutting the steak, or it's like, it's just kind of a random dinner. And I thought, like, to me, that would be brilliant. If that's the only thing you do and that's what you get known for and that's your passion, go for it. What you're gonna find when you go through photography is there's a lot of things to be passionate about. Find the one that you love the most and go after it with all your heart. And who cares if people call you stupid for doing it? Give it a shot. If you need money, hey, photograph other stuff on the side. Photograph houses, photograph couples, photograph weddings, photograph babies. You can photograph anything you want. Just don't post it. Keep it off your website. Keep it off your social media feed, or create a different social media feed for the thing that you're passionate about. Because when you show only that one thing and you become known for that one thing, people are going to hire you. And one of the things that people don't tell you and other photographers don't tell you is that it takes years, man. It takes years. You could be doing this for 1 to 5 years straight. It may take you a long time. The point is, you got to get in the habit of taking the pictures that you love the most. When you get into that habit and you do it over and over and over subconsciously to where you're taking your camera like, oh, I can't wait to take a picture of this. And you keep showing that over and over and over, you got to get known for it. And you're going to find people who want that. You're going to find people. They're out there. They exist. You just got to go find them. So I hope that helps you to understand finding your passion in photography. I'm Joe Hendricks. You can look up my work at joehendricks.com. And if you have questions for me, please email me at joe@joehendricks.com. You know, I love talking to people about their passions. I do one-on-one sessions for $100, and we just do it over Zoom, and we talk about what it is that you're passionate about. And I can really feel you out. I can see what you're good at immediately. I can see from your personality and your photography what you're going to be good at. If you need guidance or direction on, you know, where to take your photography, I can kind of lead you. I can kind of push you a little direction and see kind of if it works. And if it doesn't work, no big deal. Try something else. And you know what? Photography may not be for you. Your passion may be people, and you just are a photographer. The one thing that I want you to always remember is that photography is a tool. It's a tool that you use to express yourself. I'm passionate about photography, but I've learned through the years of experience in photography that I'm passionate about people. I love being around people. I love being in front of people. I love encouraging people very, very much. I love it. And that's why I do these one-on-one sessions. That's why I meet with photographers for coffee and give away all my secrets, because I don't care. You know, when it comes to a battle in photography, I'll go one-on-one with you, and you know, I like to think I'd come out on top, but that doesn't mean I will. It just means that I love being creative and I love the competition. And just remember photography as a tool, and don't get too wrapped up in it. And don't get too wrapped up in what people think about your photography. You know what you love? Go after it. Hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, subscribe. Hit the like button. And I want to bring you more of these videos in the future. And I hope you get something good out of it. Take care.